Yep.
Okay, so this isn't going to be like real scientific, but it's kind of a gist of how to wrap the ears. So I have backer rod. It looks like this unwrapped, but I have backer rod and it's reverse tape. So do that. And take the tape, fold it. Karma, come here. You're going to fold it so that the sticky side is out. You're just going to kind of wrap downwards on it. I like to do two layers. Kind of gives the backer rod a little rigidity. Rip it off, and that's going to be the piece that goes between her ears. So, rip off one. Good girl, Karma. I stick it onto the reverse tape. This is sticky. So, come here, Karma. Yeah, good girl. Now I stick it down into her ear. I don't know if you can see it from that angle. But I stick it down into the ear and I pull her ear up. And I don't wrap it real tight. I just wrap it loosely around and kind of downwards. Just enough so that it holds it and her ear will stick to it. And it's a little longer. We'll trim it afterwards. But good girl, Karma. You can see she's kind of used to it. So I do one down around the base and then I do one towards the top. Kind of angle it downwards a little bit. Karma stays. Come here, bud. I'm kind of filling in the spot in the middle. There's no hair exposed. So it's pretty loose. Oh, sorry, Grandma. Come here, bud. Good girl. Come here. Lay down. Karma, come here. I know. Come here, sweetheart. Lay down. I know. The laptop got you, didn't it? And I do one down towards the base. You'll be able to see it easier on the other side, but I just kind of get a little tighter so that it's down so that this backer rod piece here can't back out, and I make sure I pull her ear up the whole time so they stand straight. Good girl, Karma. Okay. And then I do the same thing with this ear. Just start it up about an inch from the bottom. Karma, leave it be. Come here. Good girl. Usually I wait till she's sleeping, but tonight she's got energy. So we stick it in. Same thing. I wrap it back around. Just push it down so that it's Karma. Lay down, bud. No. Good girl. Stay. Push it in so that it's comfortable and pull the ear up. And then I wrap it back around, same way I did on the other one. So that you've got a nice little brace at the bottom. You can see she doesn't really mind it. Start back up here, do a tip. And just doing the same thing we did on the other side, filling in a little spot in the middle. So I'll show you what tape I use here at the very end. So I usually use about 4 pieces total. Come here, bud. Hold still. I know, you were doing so good. Go back down towards the bottom, as you can see, so that it can't fall out. Just kind of squeeze the tape on so it's nice and comfy. And then I take my finger and I feel where the tip of her ear is, and I put my finger on it so that I can't cut her. And then I trim the ends off so that they're about the right length. And then they're not crazy long. So, but if you cut them too short to begin with, then you have a whole different problem. So now her ears are taped, but she has a little problem with overcorrecting. Her ears like to go in the middle. So what we do is we take this piece that I did at the very beginning, and it's reverse taped, and it's about the length that where I want her ears to stand, but it needs to be a little bit shorter. It's still a little too long, so I'll just trim it off. Whew, tell you, that's rank. Okay, now that's more about right. You see how her ears are standing perfectly straight? So that's about where I want it to be. I'll trim off just a tiny bit more so that they're nice and straight on the ends, and then I tear off a nice long piece. Karma, come here, bud. So it's about 2 widths of her head, or a little, I guess it's more than that, about 2.5. And I start it. I just stick the sticky side on. This is already sticky here. This is sticky here. So come here, bud. Then I stick it perfectly straight onto the ear itself. And I wrap it around the ear. Then I bring it back to the sticky side. So she's not too fond of this one. She doesn't like her ears being taped together. And then I bring it to the next ear, and it's braced so that it'll come back around and it meets. Now to brace it, I tear 2 short pieces, just real short. Carmen's gonna stay. And I just bring it down and around so that that little rod that I just did in the middle can't just come undone. That's about it for that roll of tape. And this just keeps her ears standing perfectly straight up and down versus tilting in the middle or tilting out or anything like that. So the tape that I use here, I use the Johnson's athletic tape. There's other tapes you can use, but this one doesn't stick too bad on our ears. It'll pull a little hair off, but it'll stay pretty well for 5-6 days. We clean the ears with alcohol. So all the ears are cleaned with alcohol. And dogs get treats afterwards, and as you can tell, it doesn't faze her. But probably not the best tape job that I've ever done, seeing I did it while I was talking. But as you can see, Karma, come here. As you can see, here, let me get that of you. As you can see, she's perfectly fine, and they stand nice and straight at the top of her head, and it'll work out. It'll stand for about 5-6 days in the post, and then we'll take them down. This morning she decided that it needed to come off herself and took it off herself. So if you guys have any questions, I guess write me. And that's Phantom. And the black one's Italia, and then obviously we have Karma, who's being a good girl. So thank you guys.